There's some good news I'd like to share tonight. Sophia and I are engaged. Wait, what about Lena? Lena's a valued subordinate. Some people confuse professional dependence with something personal.
So 3 years turns into a misunderstanding. Just like that.
Don't make a scene.
Relax. I won't be the ugliest thing in this room. Effective immediately.
You're not resigning tonight.
Your resignation never cleared the system.
I handed it in myself.
Filed, frozen, hidden.
Who did that?
Better question is why.
Because I make certain people uncomfortable.
Good. I prefer people who make cowards nervous.
You looked through my work?
In these files, the one doing the real work wasn't Evan.
What exactly are you saying?
I need you. Temporarily. Confidential.
I'm not interested in executive warfare.
Not warfare. Restructuring. Wow, that was fast. New boss already?
I just found something someone tried to lock away.
Don't dress this up like integrity.
Mr. Cole, unless invited, you knock. Your first assignment. Still want to leave?
Not anymore.
Check one thing only. Purchase list against contract price.
This imaging unit should not cost this much.
Keep going.
Duplicate orders. Same model, different batch, 18% apart.
You've seen this pattern before.
I used to clean up his messes.
Then stop cleaning. Start naming. Some people switch bosses real fast. Project desk yesterday, executive floor today.
They used to say that too.
And were they right?
No. They just like me quiet. This Vinder won 4 bids in 3 years. Always right at the edge of acceptable variance. Wait. This timestamp is wrong. Why is she in this?
That's exactly what we're going to find out.
Got you. 3 days before the bid went official, the quote was already sent to Sophia.
Any approval authority under her name?
None. She shouldn't even be in advisory review.
Don't fall in love with your theory. Find me a second key.
You already suspected her.
I suspect anyone with access and motive.
Moving forward, all legacy admin support will be reassigned. Some staff are no longer aligned with team priorities.
Lena always did get a little too emotionally invested. Emotion didn't inflate those numbers.
What did you say?
I said this contract structure looks familiar because 3 years ago, I rewrote one just like it for you. Careful, Lena. That's why I keep copies. He didn't learn corruption, he practiced it. No way this is a coincidence. Same liability carve-out, same pricing gap. Even the formatting note I added back then is identical.
So he built his shine on your labor.
I thought I was helping him win.
You were helping him hide.
Then I'll be the one to rip it open.
Not rage, chain of proof.
You think I'll lose control?
I think wasted anger is bad strategy.
Fine. Then I won't waste it.
This isn't one project.
Same structure, different hospitals.
It's a full kickback chain.
Then we cut it at the throat.
Start with finance. One person went on leave at exactly the wrong time.
Once you enter, nothing in this room leaves with you.
Sign.
Every name in this room can bite back.
7 hospitals, same vendors, same inflated margins.
And 3 shell pathways. So it's not one rotten corner. The whole machine is feeding it.
Welcome to the real company.
How much does the board know? Enough to worry, not enough to confess.
Some want reform, some want leverage, some want silence.
Lena Hart's access to project archives is revoked, effective immediately. Anyone routing information through her will face disciplinary review.
She vanished 48 hours after the payment spike.
Then we pay her a visit.
You came alone, right?
She talks to you, not me.
Clara, I'm not here to push you. They switch pages. Which pages? Approval packets. Signed first, altered later. They keep the signature page and swaps the body? Yes, exactly that.
Who has archive access?
They said if I talked, I'd lose more than my job. Then don't say it here. I scanned some before they changed them. Why give this to me? Because you still look scared. And you came anyway.
We're leaving, now.
If I disappear, don't let them say I imagined any of this. I won't. Same approval number, different page 2. Page numbers don't match. The dates fight each other too.
Signature date comes after the pricing attachment. Impossible.
Archived version widens the exemption. The scanned one was stricter.
Means someone had core archive access.
And whoever did it knew exactly how I used to organize files. There you are. I've been looking for you. Engagement planning. You're so good at invisible work.
She's assigned to restructuring.
Just an hour. Unless this has gotten personal. I'll be there. Some people in offices get confused about boundaries. When boundaries blur, people start imagining things. True. Especially when someone blurs them on purpose. That's why I read everything twice now. Lena, you'll handle seating, stage queuing, and gift in tow. Anything else? Maybe keep her away from the groom's suite. Emotional management matters. You always this good at weaponizing politeness? I call it social intelligence.
Lena, don't overreact. Sophia's being generous.
Honesty 3 years ago would have been generous. Excuse me?
She's needed upstairs, now.
On whose authority?
Mine. This is unnecessary. So is public humiliation, yet here we are.
You shouldn't have stepped in. She'll be more alert now.
Good. Fear makes people sloppy. Question is, are you ready to leave the desk?
Go where?
To ask the people who paid. Restructuring sent you? Didn't see that coming. You look pretty harmless.
Harmless-looking people usually hear more.
Evan always knew how this works.
What kind of works?
Who gets the bid? Who gets thanked? Who gets protected?
And who protects whom?
Come on. Without the Langford name, half those doors stay shut.
So Sophia isn't just a fiancée.
She's the hallway pass.
Wrap it. He's getting suspicious.
Great. Send me the revised service notes tomorrow.
You record everything?
Only what people are dumb enough to say twice.
Out. Now. Brake warning line's been tampered with. This wasn't wear and tear. Someone loosened it on purpose.
So they know I'm looking.
Now they know you matter.
That's a terrible way to comfort someone.
It wasn't meant to. New line, new route, no solo travel.
You want me to step back?
I want you alive. I heard about the car. Lena, then this isn't you lone wart. Lena, this isn't your game.
It became my game the second you dragged me into yours.
People around this is dangerous. You can still walk away.
You once made me store an off-system folder for you.
That was nothing.
That's what guilty men call evidence. Nothing.
Come on, Evan. You always hid things in patterns.
Same numbering obsession, of course. What the hell is this? Still hanging around his old office? Archive transfer. Standard process. People who can't let go usually call it work. People who marry a cover story are pretty creative with labels, too. You really think being near Sebastian protects you? No. I think evidence might. Careful you don't choke on that word.
I cracked one.
So this isn't petty skimming.
An overseas medical fund account.
No.
No, this is laundering in a lab coat.
Money goes in clean, it goes dark on the way out. Officially, it's a medical research grant fund.
Unofficially, the trail disappears after intake.
He went to Geneva 3 times last year, twice under academic exchange.
The fund liaison was there both times.
So the kickbacks get cleaned before they come home.
This inquiry goes no further. On whose instruction?
Board concern. You're destabilizing the company.
Concern noted. Ignored.
You're making enemies.
Quiet rooms usually rot.
Where did you get that brooch?
My grandmother left it. My mother kept it after that. Why?
Because I've seen that pattern before. Wear it again tomorrow.
What exactly are you checking?
The question isn't what, it's who.
Founder Family Memorabilia Registry, item 42, strong motif match.
Source.
Logged under the founder's missing daughter branch.
You're acting strange. I deserve more than half an answer.
Maybe. But facts first.
I don't have room for riddles right now.
Did your mother ever mention the founder, a trust, or having to stay away?
No. Or she didn't dare. Mom? Who are you hiding from? There has to be more. I can't go back. The trust must not be touched. The child must stay away. The child was me? You knew this wasn't just procurement.
I suspected. Now I'm closer to certain.
Say it.
You may be connected to the founder's family by blood.
No. That's insane.
Your mother appears in commemorative records tied to the family perimeter.
So I spent years filing papers in a company my family may have built?
You were surviving in it.
He wants to talk about the past.
Then make him talk about what he fears.
Thanks for coming.
You asked for the past talk.
Sophia wasn't romantic. It was strategic.
And I was what, convenient?
You were real. That's why this was hard.
Hard? You erased me in public.
You don't understand how this level works.
No. I understand exactly how you use people.
Did Sebastian show you old contracts or the vendor list?
Why? Should that worry you?
I'm trying to protect you.
Then why ask what I've seen before asking if I'm okay?
Some contracts were never meant for audit review.
I know exactly what you meant.
Some contracts were never meant for audit review. He knows, clearly.
But it still doesn't reach Sophia.
Drug reimbursements are too neat, too timed.
Sophia's mother's foundation sits around medical access programs, right?
Go on.
Devices hide under projects. Drugs hide under charity. Different language, same siphon.
That's very clean. We still need one closed loop.
I represent one of the pharma channels. I'll talk. To you only.
Why me?
Because you still sound like someone who hasn't been bought.
Could be a trap.
Or the door.
You really came alone?
You asked for that.
They owe me channel fees. For months.
So you think they'll erase you?
Erase me? Lady, I'm scared they'll bury me.
After the marriage, resources consolidate.
She said that?
She was in the room, not a rumor. No, they found me.
Run!
Founders Trust! Ask about Founders Trust!
You okay?
I got the recording and a name.
What name?
Founders Trust.
Founders Trust was a provisional family medical trust set up by the founder.
Why was it frozen?
The founder died, a daughter disappeared, succession broke.
My mother mentioned a trust, too.
If your bloodline holds, you may have legal custodial claim.
So I didn't just stumble into this mess. I'm gonna take your secret. I may be one of the reasons they wanted it buried.
Or the reason they wanted to control it forever.
I spent my whole life thinking I was the easiest person to replace.
People don't work this hard to erase someone who doesn't matter.
She wants me in the room.
Then go. Let's see what Charity is hiding.
Healthcare should be about access, dignity, and public good. You've got to be kidding me. After the wedding, the board gets easier.
We'll route everything through the Access Initiative.
This isn't charity.
I know, Anatia. I'm just a morbid bed
It's laundering.
Stop. Just stop.
You say that every time truth gets close.
If you push this, nobody wins.
Nobody? Or not you?
Mom. I found my mother's signature pattern in the donation index.
Then your past just entered the record.
Preliminarily, strong match. Entry stroke, pressure shift, end pattern, very consistent.
So she really was in it.
Not just in it. She may have belonged there.
You're saying my mother may have been the founder's missing daughter.
Yes. Which makes you the legal descendant line.
No. I can't just become this.
Blood didn't appear overnight. You just stopped being hidden from it. That girl may come back for what should never have resurfaced.
Lena?
If the line is real, the trust becomes vulnerable.
She was never supposed to be on the board. Even if this is true, the corruption case won't wait for me to process it.
Good. Because neither will they.
Emergency board meeting. Someone's moving to suspend your restructuring authority.
Motion to suspend Executive Director Val's expanded restructuring a parity. Recent internal disruptions threaten hospital stability. Translation, people are nervous I'm opening cabinets. Institutions require continuity, not panic. Limited suspension effective immediately.
They boxed you out.
No. They just forced the timeline.
You're giving me the core backups?
They're watching me. Not you. Not yet.
Then what's the move?
The engagement gala. Public stage, legal timing, no private suppression.
You want the explosion in front of everyone?
And I need you to carry the fuse.
They were here. They didn't go for the electronics first. They went for this.
They're not just after procurement files.
They're looking for proof of who I am.
Step away from open sight lines.
I'm done reacting like prey. I split the backups. Legal gets one, audit gets one, external escrow gets one.
Good. Make them fail in multiple rooms.
There's something here.
A custodial declaration page.
If there's a fragment, there was a full document.
And someone may have kept the other half to control the trust.
Then they broke into the wrong apartment.
Don't touch the edges. In the event of direct line disappearance, lawful issue retains claim of recognition.
So, if my mother was that line,
Then under trust law, you may claim recognition.
Photo, signature, heirloom, declaration fragment.
enough to point the way, not enough to close it clean.
We still need the other half, or equivalent corroboration.
Who do you think has the other half?
Someone who's needed leverage over that trust for years.
Sophia's family.
The problem is time. The gala is too close.
She found the ledger.
Then we move before they do.
You came.
I copied everything I could.
This is it.
Multi-hospital coordination, long-term spread, structured percentages.
They said if this blew up, Evan would take the fall first.
So he was never the top.
He was useful. That's all.
Now we have the Matrix.
Swapped pages prove archive tampering. The pharma recording ties Sophia to distribution. The overseas fund cleans the money. And the ledger locks it all together.
The special investigation order is approved.
When does it activate?
The night of the engagement gala.
Then that's where they fall.
Media check-in at 7, VIPs at 7:20, engagement toast at 7:40.
And the screen control?
Admin control can override the front feed for 8 seconds.
8 seconds enough?
Enough to rewrite the whole room. Regulatory press left section, board center, doters on the right.
You memorized their gala like a map.
They made me run everything and stay invisible. Turns out invisible is perfect for reconnaissance.
Once the clock hits, this kicks the door in for you.
Every detail they used to exploit me now bites back.
Someone heard that.
Screen, timing, order.
What are you doing at the gala?
No hello? Just here to confess you're scared?
If you stop now, I can still fix this.
How? By lying better this time?
I'll apologize publicly. I'll apologize. I'll admit I hurt you.
And then what? You cancel the wedding?
It's complicated.
Meaning? You can't.
You don't get it! They were always gonna pin this on me!
Who's they?
Sophia, her father, everyone above me.
So you were never family. Just a tool in a tux.
I did what I had to do!
No. You just kept choosing the easiest road. Thanks. I needed that, in your own words.
You recorded me?
Twice now.
We have reason to believe someone is fabricating claims against the family trust.
An inheritance play under cover of restructuring. Disturbing.
So before evidence is reviewed, you smear motive.
Ambition often wears the mask of justice.
And defamation often wears the mask of concern.
You really want this in public? You made my humiliation public first.
They won't see a whistleblower. They'll see a woman reaching for money. Then I'll give them more to look at than your story.
They're ready for the couple.
Tonight you win 2 wars or none. Evidence and perception.
I'm done hiding behind better men and worse systems.
You didn't drag me into the light. I walked in myself.
To love, legacy, and a brilliant union.
What is that?
What is this? This is your real engagement portfolio.
Shut that screen down!
No. Let it finish.
the marriage, resources consolidate.
Lena, stop!
You said some contracts were never meant for audit. But they were always meant to surface.
By authority of the board's special order, a formal special investigation is now in effect.
She forged this. She's obsessed, unstable, and after family money.
Then let's discuss the family record too. Her real identity enters the record tonight. Family Archive, Trust Declaration, Heirloom Registry. Together, they confirm Lena Hart as the sole living descendant representative of the founder's missing daughter line.
Lena, I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know.
You knew enough to use me. For you, that was always enough. This proves nothing about intent.
The procurement files, recordings, fund flows, and obstruction attempts will establish intent.
For years, opacity protected incompetency and corruption. Starting today, all procurement bids, review trails, and charitable medical partnerships enter transparent audit channels. I'm not here to inherit silence.
Phase 2. Ready to clear the second layer?
Let's make them wish I'd stayed a secretary.